Japan really built everything: speed, firepower, weird experiments, and battlefield cleverness, all packed into one arsenal. To kick things off, here is tanks. Type 92. Ju Sokosha. This was one of Japan's earliest tankette designs. It served primarily with the cavalry, used heavily in Manchuria. It was light and fast, but the armor was minimal. Type 94 TK, often considered the workhorse tankette of the Imperial Japanese Army. It was cheap to produce and highly mobile. Crucial for scouting operations in the early phases of the war. Type 97 Tiki. This design offered significant improvements over earlier tankettes. It featured a fully rotatable turret and better visibility. It saw widespread use from China to the islands. Type 95 Heigo. This was the primary light tank used throughout the entire war. Highly successful in the initial engagements in Malaya and the Philippines. Sadly, its 37mm main gun became obsolete very quickly. Type 98 Keini, an attempted replacement for the aging Heigo. It boasted excellent speed and better sloped armor. However, production priorities meant very few of these ever actually reached the battlefield. Type 2 Keito. This was an upgrade of the Keini design. It mounted an improved 37mm gun for better anti-tank capability. Only limited numbers were ever manufactured or deployed. Type 4 Keinu, a highly unusual late-war attempt to upgrade firepower. Engineers fitted the turret of the Type 97 Chiha onto the small Type 95 chassis. It was cramped but provided a boost in punch. Type 89 Wongo, the Imperial Army's first true domestically produced medium tank. It was slow and heavily riveted. It proved reliable in the earlier Chinese campaigns, but was completely withdrawn by the late war. Type 97 Chiha, the standard medium tank of the Japanese forces for much of the conflict. Its low-velocity main gun was excellent for infantry support, but it struggled against Allied armor. Type 97 Shinhoto Chiha, the definitive upgrade to the standard Chiha. It incorporated a powerful new high-velocity 47mm gun. This version was the most capable Japanese tank encountered by the Allies. Type 1 Chihi, an improved medium tank featuring a completely welded hull and thicker armor plating. It used the same effective 47mm main gun. Only limited numbers were ever completed. Type 3 Chi-Nu. This was the pinnacle of Japanese medium tank design during the war. It mounted a high-velocity 75mm gun, designed almost exclusively for the final defense of the Japanese home islands. Type 91, a massive, multi-turreted heavy tank design developed in the 1930s. It was slow and overly complex. Only a handful of these very large vehicles were ever constructed. Type 95 Heavy Tank, a multi-turreted heavy tank weighing approximately 26 tons. It was considered too slow and complex for effective combat. It was essentially a technological dead end. Type 2 Kami, Japan's most common and recognized amphibious tank. It used detachable pontoons for buoyancy. Once ashore, it dropped the pontoons and became a standard light tank. Now let's look at self-propelled guns and tank destroyers. Type 1 Honi 1, the Imperial Army's first dedicated tank destroyer or self-propelled gun. It used the reliable Type 90 field gun, mounted openly on a modified Chiha chassis. Type 1 Honi 2, this variant focused on fire support rather than anti-tank duties. It featured a short barrel, 105mm howitzer. It proved valuable for destroying enemy fortifications. Type 3 Honi 3, the definitive version of the Honi tank destroyer line. It offered much-needed protection with a fully enclosed armored fighting compartment. Very few were ever deployed. Type 2 Ho 1. This was a self-propelled gun designed purely for direct infantry support. It mounted a short-barreled 75mm howitzer in a large turret. It saw action in the Philippines. Type 4 Ho Ro, a monstrous self-propelled howitzer. It utilized a huge 150mm weapon for devastating heavy bombardment. It was slow, but extremely powerful. Continuing with armored cars and personnel carriers. Type 92, Chiyoda, an early armoured car design. It was mostly utilised by the SNLF, the Japanese Naval Landing Forces. It adapted commercial vehicle components for military use. Type 91, SOMO, a fascinating design capable of running both on roads and on railway tracks. It was instrumental in guarding the vast Manchurian railway network. Type 95 Soki, a dedicated armoured railway car. It was used extensively for patrolling and protection against guerrilla attacks along the crucial transportation lines in China. Type 1 Hoki, the standard armoured personnel carrier for the Japanese army. It was fully tracked, offering excellent cross-country performance. It could carry up to 12 infantrymen. Type 1 Ho-Ha, a Japanese armoured half-track. It was partly inspired by similar Allied designs. It was used primarily for mechanised infantry transport, though production numbers were low. Vickers Crossley. This was a foreign designs acquired by the Japanese military early on. These British armoured cars provided the blueprint for many later domestic armoured vehicles. Sumida M2593, an important early armoured car, sometimes confused with other Type 91 variants. It served a crucial role in the initial border skirmishes in China. Let's move on to engineering and special purpose vehicles. SS Ki. The Soko Sagyo Ki was an armoured engineering vehicle with a terrifying appearance. It featured massive mine-clearing rollers, cranes, and other intimidating attachments for battlefield engineering tasks. Type 97 Chi-Yu, a specialised engineering variant based on the Chi-Ha medium tank. It was designed primarily for mine clearing and obstacle removal duties. Type 95 Raikai, a dedicated, fully tracked engineering and recovery vehicle. It was essential for towing heavy equipment and salvaging disabled armour from the front line. Now let's look at trucks and transporters. Type 94 six-wheeled truck. This was a highly successful medium-capacity military truck. It served as a critical logistical backbone for the Imperial Army throughout the China campaign. Type 97 four-wheeled truck, a lighter utility truck used for rapid transport and officer movement. Its four-wheel drive capability made it versatile in rough terrain. Type 1 six-wheeled truck, an improved and standardized logistical truck introduced late in the war. It was rugged and designed for maximum resource efficiency and wartime production. Toyota G1GA, early commercial trucks produced by Toyota. They were quickly militarized and pressed into service when the conflict escalated. Toyota KBKC, mass-produced by Toyota. These were crucial military utility trucks. They formed the core of the Army's motorized transport fleet for most of the conflict. Nissan AT180, these were militarized versions of reliable Nissan commercial chassis. They were common sights on all logistical routes across occupied territories. Toyota Tsuki, a highly unusual tracked amphibious truck. It was intended for ferrying supplies ashore during invasions, bridging the gap between sea and land. Isuzu TX40, Isuzu's highly successful pre-war civilian truck model. Its robust design made it easily convertible into a reliable and durable military hauler. Let's move on to staff cars and light utility. Type 95 Kurogane, Japan's most iconic and widely produced four-wheel drive vehicle. This small, highly versatile staff car was used by field officers everywhere. Toyota model AAABAC, Toyota's foundational passenger car models. They were often used for transporting high-ranking officers and for essential staff liaison duties. Nissan Model 70, a comfortable and reliable medium passenger car produced by Nissan. It was frequently assigned to division and regiment commanders. Type 93 staff car. This was a standard designation for a military passenger car. It was ruggedized and served crucial roles, transporting commanders quickly and safely. Type 98 passenger car, a streamlined passenger car model introduced late in the war. Its design emphasized simplicity and ease of manufacture over luxurious comfort. Toyota 414 Command Car. This was Japan's answer to the American Jeep, a highly durable and versatile 4x4 vehicle used for forward command and scouting operations. Next up, tractors and prime movers. Type 92 5-ton prime mover, Byoishi 1 Ki. This heavy prime mover, designated the 1 Ki, was used for hauling Japan's large caliber field guns. It provided 5 tons of pulling power. Type 92 8-ton prime mover Ni-Ku. The largest in the series, the Ni-Ku was an 8-ton behemoth. It was designed to move massive artillery and engineering equipment. Type 94 4-ton prime mover Yokkei, designated the Yokkei. This 4-ton vehicle was widely used for towing standard divisional artillery pieces like the 75mm field gun. Type 95 13-ton prime mover Hofu. This was a massive tracked 13-ton prime mover known as the Hofu. It was designed for extreme cross-country towing, particularly in swampy conditions. Type 98 4-ton prime mover Shi-Kei, known as the Shi-Kei. This was an updated 4-ton capacity artillery tractor. It offered improved reliability and standardized parts. Type 98 6-ton prime mover Rokei. The 6-ton Rokei was a heavy workhorse. It was used primarily for transporting medium artillery and large amounts of critical ammunition. Komatsu 3-ton tractor, a smaller, highly reliable tracked tractor built by Komatsu. It was instrumental in light engineering, clearing debris, and preparing defensive positions. Type 1 Hoki tractor, an armored tractor based on the chassis of the Hoki personnel carrier. It was used for heavy towing and recovery in high-risk forward areas. And our last category is motorcycles. Type 97 Rikuo. This was essentially a licensed and manufactured version of the American Harley-Davidson motorcycle. It was the crucial two-wheeled scouting and dispatch vehicle. Type 93, an early model military motorcycle. It was frequently fitted with a sidecar to carry supplies, ammunition, or a machine gun crew. Kurogane Trike. This simple, three-wheeled motorized vehicle was cheap and effective, used widely for light cargo transport and courier services, especially in tight urban areas. Type 98 motorcycle, a standardized, basic military motorcycle model. It was used for essential communication, dispatch riding, and light patrol work. Type 97 armored motorcycle, a rare experimental attempt to provide protection to fast dispatch riders. This heavy motorcycle was fitted with light armor plating for critical courier missions.